I've been thinking a lot about fear. Fear has to do with a lot of the unknown. There's that quote that says, well, it's an acronym for the word fear, and it's that fear is false evidence appearing real. So I think sometimes we can really get caught up in things and think a certain way, and we don't have any evidence for that. But instead, what we do is we take some things and we misconstrue it as evidence. And so all of a sudden we have confused ourselves. It says in John 8:32 that you shall know the truth and the truth shall make you free. So the opposite of that, of course, is that lies will keep you small, keep you in chains, keep you enslaved. And that's ultimately the life that Satan wants for us. He wants us to live a life far below our potential and to feel broken all the time and to feel not that we deserve anything and to feel just worthless, right? And that kind of life is what you get when you try to satisfy your cares and worries and sorrow with things of this world that can only make the hole bigger. They can't actually heal anything. So this is the case of addiction with anything that, like, if you didn't have the, like, if, like, you can't solve the thing without having some kind of godly intervention. You need to have God to help you out with it. What's up, Blast Killboy? It's good to see you, man. But yeah, it's been a good day. I'm grateful that I chose to go to the church activity that was going on today. That really helped me to see things more clearly as they really are. I had multiple friends there that I wasn't expecting to be there, and they were really happy to see me. So that was also really cool. And I also got to meet some people, and that was fun. And it kind of just reminded me, like, well, this is me, like, just off the cuff, cold, person's never met me before. And it was a pretty good interaction. And so it's like all this stuff that feels like it's fear trying to hold me back, it's all lies. And I really, really think that that one takeaway that I said at the beginning about like how the truth will make you free, John 8:32, the lies will keep you enslaved. They'll keep you small, keep you from trying, keep you broken. I think there's such a big, big thing to be said for things that we have going on in our brain, but it doesn't say anything about what presently is happening. And so I think a part of me is catastrophizing about things and stressing about things when the reality is that things are actually really good. What's up? Thank you so much. I appreciate it. See, I mean, if you feel that way, I appreciate that. I started like 5 minutes ago. So, you're here on time for sure. I appreciate it, dude. I really do. Yeah. I was talking with a friend about it today. He's like, I know that you don't feel super great about where you're at, but would you rather be living where you're living now and be home or be homeless?" And I was like, "Well, here. I'd rather be here. Here I have internet. Here I have the TV. I could start watching SpongeBob and it would be great. Um, I could just start watching SpongeBob, which is great because like me, see, this is the thing is we forget that like way back in the times, we didn't have the abilities to watch things that we do now. And so there's a lot of blessings of living in 2025. Like back when I was a kid, the only way you could watch SpongeBob is if it was on. Whereas now, like you could watch it whenever you want to watch it. And everything is kind of on demand these days. Ryder, right now I just stream me going about the journey, enjoying life. I did the gaming streaming thing back in the day. I don't really plan on doing that again, but it's just not something I feel super drawn to doing. But yeah, I do these every day for at least half an hour every day. I think we're like 2 weeks strong of doing this every day for at least half an hour. Just talking about life, things I'm learning. I write poetry. Yesterday, I think I was working on one of my newsletters, so spend a little time on that. Play Steal a Brain Rot. I have not. Is that a video game? I have not played that game. Right now, I'm playing through Kingdom Rush, Kingdom Hearts, Oxygen Not Included, and a couple other games. It's fun. I like those games that like they help you to get better at the game, even if you're not that great at it. Like I'm not the best at Kingdom Hearts, but it helps. The game helps you get better at the game. And I'm also not the best at Oxygen Not Included, but it teaches you new things. What's my favorite show? I really like Shark Tank. Shark Tank is great. Shark Tank is great because it's about these people that invest in different businesses and companies, and I just like talking about that and hearing what those people, because those people are living at like the top of their game, like they're top tier. They're literally top of the food chain people. So it's cool to see how those people think, how they react to different things, and the things they get stressed about and don't get stressed about. So, dude, Shark Tank is so good. I actually watched a little bit of Shark Tank on stream earlier. I think it was a couple days ago because I just was like, this is good. And I want to share the joy I'm having with this episode. There's this one that really made me laugh. And so I shared some of that. And I also have my Instagram too. You can find my name on there. I write weekly newsletters to help people become better instruments for God. So that's a big part of what I do. Vania, Vania Jones. Have not played Grow a Garden. I think I've been hearing more about that game. I have not played it though. I'm not like super into the lifestyle farm sim. I have Stardew Valley. I never got super into it. So yeah. Yeah, on Thursday. Yep. So I like changing it up. One of these days they'll probably have a time where I'm out and about at the train station or something, and then I'm talking to somebody. That would be fun. But yeah, ultimately sharing things I'm learning from the journey. Right now, I'm in kind of a humbling spot. Don't really have enough money. So we're kind of counting down the days. I'm visiting my family in 10 days, and then I'm moving out of here right after that. And so it's like, I was thinking about it. You can't find them even though you're subbed. That's frustrating. Yeah, I do these every day. So do these every day. Um yeah, you should be able to find it though. I usually do it in the evening or in the afternoon. I think that's most of the time when I do them. But it's usually just whenever it works well with my schedule. So, but I was thinking about it earlier today. I remember when I had my last semester of college, I had this final paper. I literally was finishing up this exam like the day before I graduated, which was not good. And it's because my timing was not good and I was counting down the days rather than making them count. I literally had like all of my assignments, number of assignments I had left, and then I let that stress me out big time. And then all of a sudden, I graduated and I was walking around the college and I was like, what the heck just happened? It's over. And I know this right now. And I was reminded of this because God really wants me to keep this in mind. There will come a day, 10 days from now, to be exact, where I will wake up and I'll look around and I'll be like, wait a second. I am moving out. I'm not staying here. Like, this is it. So, the goal between now and 10 days from now is to be as humanly kind, merciful, patient as I can be with myself and work on things as much as I possibly can so that things feel better than they feel right now. I think one of the biggest reasons why things feel a little bit not so great is because waiting I'm waiting on some people, and I also have some, like, things that I'm really, like, hoping that'll happen. But any Shark Tank person, if I had the ability to call Damon John right now, which I don't, but if I could, I'm sure he'd say something along the lines of, "Oh, well, dude, you just gotta put yourself out there. You just gotta really dive deep into the work that is going to get you closer to where you wanna be instead of getting, caught up in stuff that's just temporary." I mean, this is all temporary, really, really temporary. It was very surreal. It's like you're in this storm and it's crazy and you're getting beat down and you're just like, when is this ever going to end? And you're just like, gosh, I just can't even anymore. And you're like barely getting by and then it's just over. My dream job would be to speak all over the world and to have my books make more money so I could perform and all that other good stuff. I think that would be the dream. Ivan, what's up, dude? It's good to see you here. Yeah. So I've written a couple books, and they're called God is Trying to Talk to Me and Patience in These Pages. And I've gotten some good feedback on those. And so the goal would be to write full time and to encourage people with my journey and with that. So that would be awesome. Seeker GT brother, what's up? My day was pretty good. It ended pretty well. I was reminded today with the dinner party that I went to, the Christmas party I went to, that the quality of people is way, way, way more important than the food. Like the food wasn't bad, but the quality of people is so powerful. Like you can feel like so much better and so lifted up. I got to talk to this freelancer guy who that's how he makes all his money is freelance art. And I was just mind blown being able to talk to him and being able to hear his perspective. And he's like, "Yeah, I just make sure operate on a good turnaround and I make logos for people or whatever they need. And, you just kind of get the ball rolling and it works out." You got to go? No worries, Last Kibler. I know that you weren't really planning on, I mean, it's almost 10 o'clock. So at least my time, mountain time. But maybe we'll see you next time. Yeah, sure. Let's definitely be friends. I mean, I like to be friends with everybody. Be kind to everybody and see where that goes. Being gluten free, I get what you mean. I can't interact through food anymore. I focus on people and it's always a richer experience. Yeah, like the food, if the only reason why you're there, I'm still recovering from a cough. If the only reason you're there is for the food, it's gonna fall short, no matter how good that food is, because you need to have that human interaction and feeling good there. I like those kind of places because I know like there's a lot of people there that are better off than I am, and I can learn a lot from. And so you can learn a lot from that. I also got to talk with this couple, and her dad ran 40 marathons in between age 50 and 70. And I thought that was pretty amazing. And so that kind of reminded me you can start whenever you want with a lot of these things. Like with running marathons. I did my first marathon this year, and I'm planning to do another one next year. At least one, at least one. And yeah, with the newsletter that's coming out, I talked a little bit about Smash Bros and about treating yourself like a top tier character, because the only way that you're going to get where you really want to go is if you treat yourself like the person you would like to become. So if you'd like to be this like top tier individual with top tier marriage, et cetera, like you need to treat yourself like that person who who could look at you and see like, oh yeah, that is where I will go if I want to have this, that will be a great place I can get it. But it's obviously not going to come without a lot of work, a lot of effort, a lot of prayer, a lot of sacrifice, a lot of time, all that stuff. But yeah, no, that's kind of the main thought from today. It's like I already know because I know the feeling well, where I'll wake up and then boom, like this is all over. I'll be somewhere else. I will be in a different room, and this room will be history. Be history. Right now, it's the present, and it's a present that at times I have not appreciated very much because I am hurting in some way, shape, or form. But it's still the present. And the present is not to be squandered or thrown away or stressed about. You don't want less time. I don't want less time. Like, there might be a day 2 months from now where I get so much done and I'm vibing. Maybe I got a raise at work and met all these cool people. I did a workout and it's just like this top tier day, like seriously top tier day. And yet that day is just as valuable as today, where didn't really get a ton done. We're still doing this, but you know, the days kind of all are super valuable. It's mind blowing to me whenever you wake up really early how much you can get done in a day. Like you can actually get a whole lot done. And again, this goes along with Mark Cuban or what any of those guys I'm sure would tell me if I had the opportunity to talk to them right now. It's like just if you can optimize your day and get a lot of input and focus and just movement, you can find that life changes really quickly in your favor. The struggle is when you keep acting the same way that you've always acted and you don't take advantage of the time that's available to you. For me, I have a timer over there and I know if I set a timer, like that's how I'll get the best effort and everything else out of me. And so just setting a timer, a couple timers in the day and you'll be just fine. So, yeah, that's kind of what we're looking at. So, it's easy to stress about things. It's easy to look at the logic and be like, "All right, well, there's this amount of money I need. I don't have it. I don't know how this is going to work out, but I have faith in God. I paid my tithing today. 10% of what you make, although it's more money than I had made, but I paid the tithing anyway. And I was like, I don't know how you're going to make this work out, but this is your world, not mine. And ultimately, God will bless you however He wants to. And all you have to do is continuously receive His blessing. And notice that, like, anytime you fall into temptation, even like in a tiny way, you choose to like miss out on something or treat somebody less great or whatever, there's going to be some lesser blessing. There's something you missed out on. And that's tough. But it says in Lamentations 3:23 that God's mercies are new every morning. And so when you miss out on that, well, you kind of miss out on that. So, you know, yeah. But it comes down to making the most of what you have and just moving along with that because change you can't like if something's happened, like you can't change anything that's already happened. All you can do is you can apologize for things, you can make up for things, but you can't like go back in time and be like, I'm gonna act differently. If you slept in today, you can't be like, oh, I'm going to like change it so now I didn't sleep in. It'd be nice if you could do that. But that would obviously create a lot of inequality in the world, and there'd be a lot of people that'd be living on their fourth or fifth attempt. And a lot about life is learning from the first time through and not making the same mistakes over and over again. There's actually a quote that really spoke to me from what was his name? He wrote the book The Art of Focus. Dan, Dan, Dan something. But he talked about how like if you don't change some things up, you could live like the same day over and over and over again, and you don't want to do that. Depends on your genetics. I'm an early riser, but that's just the time of day, not the use of your day, which is what matters. Oh yeah, absolutely. You might have a higher energy presence and feeling like afternoon. And then the key at that point is make sure you get as much done at that point as you can. For me, mid afternoon is where I tend to crash. So for me, I get my best work done in the morning. So that's what's worked best for me. So, but yeah, things go on, things move on, things work out. This morning, kind of slept in, and then I had the thought to make sure I go to this Christmas party, and I did. It was fun. It was a good time. I'm glad I went to the Christmas party. And it was okay that I went, even though I went like this without a ugly Christmas sweater. And I brought some cans. I brought a can for their food drive, and it felt good to contribute to that. And it just feels good to give. Feels good to give. So a lot of the answer is to give better experiences to yourself so you can get to a better place and not letting fear, rule everything, rule your life. The fear of the unknown, the fear of what if this happens? What if this happens? What I've had enough experience with God to know is that regardless of what happens, God is in the details of how it works out. And so it's going to work out and it's going to be fine. I don't know how. He is going to work things out though, because that is what he does. If there's some way, in some way that I've been wronged or hurt or whatever, he knows it and he's going to work it. He's already working it all out. And if there's something I've done to hurt another person, which has certainly happened, then he's able to work that out with that person and make it all work out. And so the thing is that fear is going to keep you small, and chances are you are going to be stressing about things that basically are very, very temporary. And you're going to you're going to blink and it's gone. It's over. It's like getting a shot as a kid, maybe. You over worry about and stress about it. And then at the end of the day, they're just like, boop. And then they're like, all right, you're done. That's it. So, well, why was I stressing about this for a week when literally they just do one little shot and that would be it? So, you can't let fear run your life. You can't let the fear of judgment rule your life. You can't let fear of making a mistake ruin your life. A lot of this comes down to like you can't read how other people see you. You can't read how they'll react. Like you don't know how they're gonna react, right? And fear is the body's reaction to something we desire. Yeah, yeah. In some way it could be a warning mechanism. No, like a defense mechanism. You're like, oh no, I'm scared, and then you feel this way, or you look at your bank account and you know that what's going to be coming up, and you're like, I don't know, logically this doesn't make any sense. And
Sorry, I'm having trouble connecting to the
oh
internet.
my goodness.
It looks like an issue with the router and Echo device, so try restarting them.
Echo,
Unplug both of them.
stop.
Then plug the router back in. Wait 30 seconds. Once the router is back on and connected
I
to
don't
the
know.
internet,
I didn't
plug in
say
Echo
anything to
device.
trigger that. Anyway, we had she just jumped into the conversation. I was like, there was literally no reason for you to jump into that conversation. She was just like, I'm just gonna jump into this conversation now because I'm just gonna jump in now. Yeah, she is always listening. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, it's kind of wild. It'll be interesting. I'm excited, nervously excited for like 20 years from now when we can see we'll have like more data of how all this social media and all this other things like affected people. Yeah, man. I mean, it's actually crazy how many teenagers are struggling with like body dysmorphia and all this other stuff because they just have like a lot of them have access to social media and stuff. That was not something that I really spent much time on when I was younger because I didn't have a phone. And who's going to be on social media as a teenager? Just like there are some folks, it's like, oh, I can find out what these people are doing. But then you're just kind of like, oh, they're going to these parties or whatever. It's just kind of like, yeah, it's whatever. So, yeah, ultimately, things are going to work out just fine. I don't really know exactly how that's going to happen, but I know that God is aware of what I'm scared of and what I am afraid of. And it takes a lot to kind of scare me, but I am a little bit afraid about making enough money to move out. I'm a little bit afraid about just some other stuff like how what am I going to do about this situation and this situation. But again, you give the fears to God and it's already taken care of. So, I've been very humbled today. Been humbled today at God's mercy, his love, his just joy, and I'm really grateful for that. And I just want to keep things rolling in a good flow, a good direction of heading back towards him because channels lead to oceans. So whatever the channel is you're on, it's going to lead to an ocean. And if you've gotten like a drop of something from somebody's social media or whatever, consider what channel that drop might have come from and the ocean that that thing is serving. And most things these days are self-serving and they're there because they want to self-aggrandize themselves. But yeah, the other thought I wanted to share really quickly too is just like just because you have the thought doesn't mean there's any truth to it whatsoever. Your brain might just be trying to like work through garbage that has been on its brain and that's been on its mind, and it's sort of like it's like asking you like, is this useful? And then you can be like, no, that's not useful by not acting on the thought, by just chilling and not worrying about it. Because we do have this tendency to kind of stress out about things when they aren't going very well or what have you. But when you can realize and understand, like, oh, yeah, there's no reason to get weirded out or freaked out about that because we know in like a month it's going to work out. You tend to believe the first thought that pops in your head, horrible way to live. Yeah, it's nice when you can program yourself towards something better. That's a part of what I do a lot with my poetry. I'm trying to program my brain to uh, want better things for myself and to not settle for things. And those things might come back to mind when I feel tempted, and that's great. It's like, yeah, we're using our programming to our advantage. But when something just comes to mind out of nowhere, you're feeling dumb, you're feeling like a loser, and blah, blah, blah. And then all of a sudden you're believing that, like, that's obviously not good. And I'll go back to what I said earlier today. John 8:32 says, you shall know the truth, and the truth shall make you free. The opposite of that is if you believe, um, if you shall know the lies will make you uh, a captive and a slave and everything else. And I think it's crazy how many people um, are a captive and a slave to things that they have no reason to be a captive or a slave to it. It's like they continue to pay the price to keep the thing around, whatever the case is. You pay again for the price of, not having as much money or feeling like a loser in some other way because there's something you're doing or not doing. And each time you do that thing, it is making that thing stick around longer. um, and stuff too, because like you could have something where it's like it's finally starting to go away. You're finally starting to understand like the way this person talked to me there wasn't any truth to it. And now that you're finally letting some of the truth come through and you're hearing it, and then you'll have some like dumb lie, this other thing that comes up, and it's like, wait a second, no, you're actually this, blah, 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 blah. And you're like, wait a second, I have all this evidence that I've been building up over time that's in complete opposition to that. So that's a lot of what I'm working on right now because I have a lot of evidence that a lot of my writings are worthwhile, are beneficial to people. But then I have other people that are saying that I need to abandon that and just like it's not going to work out and blah, blah, blah. And the thing to keep in mind is that the person who's going to win is the person that keeps showing up and is learning stuff. Because there's even things I've said today that I'm like, wow, like I've said some kind of useful things. And if I could find some way to put that stuff together, like I'll be just fine. And who knows? Maybe I could get this stream to over 1,000 subscribers by the end of the year and start getting some donations here and there. That'd be fun. I'm not like expecting that, but when you live in your gift without fear, like there will be benefits of that. They're like the greatest benefits in this world come to those that are truly living in line with what like their highest contribution that they can make to the world. I'm glad it's hitting. I'm glad it's connecting. So yeah, there's been some things this year that's kind of like, well, it would have been great if that hadn't happened. And I definitely learned from that I need to not, sleep in so much and how that's going to literally affect how much money I have and blah, blah, blah down the road and all these other things. But, like intelligence has to do with how quickly do you learn from the mistake and do you change it around? And I'm very good at like, okay, let's just change it around. Let's just not subscribe to this way of thinking anymore. Let's change this around. And then you can like switch it around relatively quickly. So, yeah. And I've been doing these live streams every day for like the last 2 weeks, which has been a lot of fun. I mean, I've enjoyed these. And it's not like I've made a ton of impact with it, but it's been fun. It's been good. And it's helped me to have like a better head on my shoulders and to better just enjoy the day to day of life, right? Like it's a gift. It's a gift that I can just sort of start talking and people around the world could just jump in and listen. Like that's cool. And it's a gift that I could eventually make money with this someday if I was consistent enough and things flowed in that direction. And so there you go. So I'm excited. I'm humbled. I want to learn from my mistakes and just be more intentional and patient with the things that I don't currently understand about my life and about my journey, those things that God perfectly understands. And it's like there's some things like with me being single, for example. And it's like, well, God might be like, all right, well, I hear Dallin on this. And it's like, well, if you look at his ability to provide for a family, that's we're not there yet. You look at Dallin's ability to like be the kind of man that I probably need to be for my future wife. We're not there yet. We look at we're not there yet. And that's okay. It's like from God's perspective, you're in the middle and you're on your path, you're on the way. And the worst thing you can do is judge yourself to oblivion and say that you're doing the wrong things when maybe you're doing all the right things. We all make mistakes, but like when you don't let those things get you down, like you're doing pretty good. I mean, that's me showing up on here every day. It's been good. Like I haven't been perfect at it, but I've still showed up every day. And that's really that's all that was required. I look at like what I want to accomplish in 2026, and it just looks like being more dependable and on the ball with things, and just there, better at rewarding myself. And yeah, you'll get very far. You'll get very far. Because what happens with the person that like relies on, okay, I'm going to like go all out and get all this done and pull like this super long hour day, and then you do that a couple times, then you fall behind. Like that guy doesn't really get to have the benefits of the compounding. The only person who gets the benefits of the compounding is the person that shows up every single day and is consistent with that. If I could go back in time and insist to my parents if they were ready or not, I encourage them to start when they did. That's good. That's good. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, there's so many other things to think about with this. And a couple years of more prep time might be exactly what that couple or what that person needs. And you take away that couple years of prep time, and it's a completely different person, completely different marriage, completely different upbringing for the kids, everything else. And so, yeah, I'm not in any rush or any hurry or any worry. Although deep down right now, there's a part of me that's like, oh no, like how is this going to work out? Um, and it's like, well, I paid my tithing. I know I'll be taken care of, and doors will open. It says it in Malachi 3 8 to 10 that bring me now, like bring the tithes into the storehouse and prove me now with herewith saith the Lord of hosts, I will not open you the windows of heaven and pour you out a blessing that there shall not be room enough to receive it. So we don't know what that's going to look like, but yeah. So that's kind of that. I do have to get my newsletter done for the rest of before the end of the night. Probably play some video games. That'd be fun. And go to bed. So, but yeah, we've had some good there's been some good moments, some good dialogue, some good back and forth. I appreciate hearing your guys' perspectives on things, what's working for you. But ultimately, it just comes back to like let's not subscribe to fear. Let's not stress about the present because it's gonna change, and let's just continue to try to get things in as good a place as we can, and not let your feelings get in the way, dude. I let my feelings and I let my thoughts get in the way all the time, and if I just could just forget about those and just act in spite of it, then yeah, that would be solid. But ultimately, I'm a very blessed man and I'm grateful. And I'm looking forward to seeing things improve more and just want to keep learning and growing. So, yeah. Thank you guys so much for jumping in. And I know that the sufferings of this present time are not worthy to be compared with the glory that shall be revealed in us, Romans 8:18. And so ultimately, with Jesus Christ, we don't have anything to worry about. He's already suffered this. He's already felt what it feels like for me to be in this exact position I'm in right now. He knows every single thing. I have the thought to have had the conversations I've had, to feel the way I'm feeling, and the shame about sleeping in, and like what Ivan said about letting the butterfly effect take away your evenings and stress and
well, not taking away your stress, taking away your evening and bringing more stress. But this is another thing too. It just came to me. It's like if it's not from God, and it's from Satan or whatever, it's not going to bring any solution. It's not going to bring any peace. It's not going to bring any joy. It's going to bring more pressure, more pain, less space, and then the exact opposite is the same if it's from God. And it's that blessing, that friendship sent from God to help you out, to help you become who He sees you becoming. It's going to help you have more space, help you have more clarity, more joy, more peace, more understanding, more light. And when I say light, I mean like you're able to understand better who you are instead of it not making sense. Like instead of those lies that keep you small and keep you enslaved, it's the truth that sets you free. So that's all I got for tonight. Gonna go to bed, but first I'm gonna play some video games, chill out. But much love. Thank you so much for listening and for sharing your thoughts. It's been fun. I will see you tomorrow, most likely. And I know that Jesus is the Christ and that He is looking out for us every day. And I say these things in the name of Jesus Christ, amen. Yeah, go play Battlefront 2. That sounds great. That sounds good. Sounds good. Thanks for jumping in, Ivan. It was great talking with you. And Wham Bam, and Seeker GT brother, and IS Lost Kibler, and Vinaya Jones, and Ryder. I mean, we had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, I think 7 or 8, like different people. I mean, that's cool. It's a gift. Just gotta stay consistent. So I'm excited. It's gonna be a good 24 hours. And I'll see you on the flip side. But thank you. I will talk to you next time. Bye bye.